Hello all, hope you is goo. Welcome back to Europa Universalis 4 with Switzerland. So, we last time took back the land for Milan. And I also took Mantua extra. So now, Milan can become my land. Let's start the annexation. February 1509. At some point soon, I'll also have the Papal Legate done, which will give me a diplomatic annexation cost reduction. And also give me an extra diplomatic reputation extra to make things quicker. Marvellous. Bavaria out of the coalition. Not saying much, but it is one less person in the coalition at least. I can also become defender of the Catholic faith, you say. Yearly papal influence. Manpower and true faith officers doesn't matter. Missionary. Morale of armies. I mean, it would only be for the morale of armies, war exhaustion, and prestige. I'm swapping religion soon. I'm not bothered about the Pope points. Realistically. I'd love to pay down my loans, but unfortunately I've got more manufactories to build. Ford, give me money. And yes, let's not forget that because I'm doing Mercs only here, I won't need any soldiers' households. They are out of the equation. Meaning all barracks are also out of the equation. And while the regimental camps aren't out of the equation, I very rarely build them anyway, so who cares? I gave separation of power a consideration, and the answer is supremacy of the Diet. No longer increases influence. Elections influence the estates. Calling the Diet increases Republican tradition by 2. I'll take the extra Republican tradition from calling the Diet. How nice. Also with court, of course, the interaction is 4 years instead of 5 years. All adds up. Then the next one will be superiority of the states, I imagine. I do like that one when I can. I could also go for provincial governments or administrative division, actually. Admin divisions wouldn't be too bad to cancel out the autonomous cantons debuff. It's probably better than the estate influence reduction, which I don't really need to worry about. Let's see here. Either dev costs and goods produced. Hold on. Trade or dev cost in Dijon. Milan's opinion doesn't matter because I'm integrating them. From now on they're just loyal. Let's take the trade, honestly. Get wrecked, Milan. They're not going to be disloyal at any point. I gave them back some provinces. We're fine. 6 more papal influence though, and I will make annexation quicker. It's not too bad of a duration anyway. Partly thanks to diplomatic reputation from court helping me out here. Doing a pretty good job. However, I am losing power projection because I don't have 3 rivals, but I just refuse to rival France, you know? There's no need to rival France. So I'm not going to. What would be nice is to wait until France have 50 favours with 50 favours, I was correct. 50 favours with me, so I can get into a non-alliance with the Ottomans, and then break the alliance. And that's a very early Tech 9. Extra production efficiency, I suppose, will help me. Will make my farm estates give me more money. So I'm not complaining at the choice. I'm just questioning right now why I immediately made that choice. Ah, well, who cares? I may statify Provence. We'll see. We'll see. Provencal separatists in Folcalquier. That's okay. I've got a fort on there, and I have units nearby. For this very reason. So, no complaints from me. You know what though? Let's strengthen government with my sword manor. We don't need to go overly over the odds on Miltech right now. I can just give me back some Republican tradition. Super helpful. Nobility are paying the price, meaning that my manpower speed and land maintenance modifier is increased. Oh no. That really affects the absolutely basically nothing. We're good. We're good. I'm also going to grab... What's a workshop like? Navarra. 0.25. Sign me up. Because we've got that farm estate in. Very much worth. And you know what? I think I will stateify Provence, you know? Excellent. That's me all spent up. And what about culture conversions? I can take them. Yeah, you know what? The statement just is I can take them. Let's sort some out. Nice. It shall all become Swiss. Not the biggest worry in the world, really, but the extra tax modifier will be just fine. Also, I mean, I like the colour of Swiss on the map, I'll be honest. That pink is kind of nice. Right, let's take a level 1 trade efficiency, and then maybe I could take a level 2 admin advisor. Start increasing the levels a little bit. Maybe I take discipline at half price here. By the looks of it, it's half price anyway. Don't need to encourage development anymore, so we'll take that off. And remember, the Pope actually of Poland chose cardinal spread institutions. Very beneficial for me. So when colonialism spawns, as long as we don't get a new person and the papal thing goes back, I should be able to get colonialism from having a heck load of cardinals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, actually that's Milanese stuff, but yeah, I've got quite a few is what I'm trying to say. I could just enable the institution spread and go. There won't be enough reform progress for Protestantism before the colonialism spawns, realistically. Portugal should already have someone. Yeah, they've got the Crown Colony of the Caribbean. Castile would be an ally apparently. Base tax in Bern for manpower. Oh no, not my manpower. Anyway. That is one nice thing. I can guarantee using manpower in pulse events to save other aspects such as money in that example, but all sorts of ones. All sorts of ones in all sorts of ways. So let's go for the integration. That's now November 06. Excellent. Not long to go at all. Lorraine is allied to France, Austria and Genoa. Oh, I could... by default Austria get called in because they're... Oh no, not if I fabricated a claim and had a proper claim on the province. Then it wouldn't be a case of no CB whole coalition. Actually, thinking about it. We'll figure that out as the next step at some point. Still need to figure out whatever direction I want to go in. Lorraine would just be a truce. Would be a truce reset for Austria and Genoa, which would kick Genoa out of the Genoa coalition. Yeah. Also note, if I had Lorraine, I could then also border Strasbourg and Baden. So I think France needs to not ally Lorraine anymore. But I also need France to not ally the Ottomans anymore. It gets more complicated by the day. It doesn't really, I'm just trying to make it sound awkward. Military power. Swiss House Guard will lose reserve manpower. That's okay. That's better than the other option that I saw. It's the what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's the lesser of two evils. Maximum manpower is 28,000, modified by 138.8%. Wow, that's pretty good. What's weird, what's funny though, in a strange, not funny way, is that Mercs gain extra manpower pool the more professionalism you have, but they take out from your professionalism pool unless you've got this sort of setup. They're 8%. So it's basically gonna be about 50% by the time I'm at about 40% at the time that I'm at 100% professionalism, but we'll see that later in action. We'll see that in action later. Also, I've got 239 manpower a month, but this guy does. It doesn't actually say, but we'll see what the manpower monthly gain would actually be. It's a lot better than 200, I'll tell you that much, between the three Merc armies. Do you know, has asked for income from France? That's a shame. I could have used that money to have paid off my debts. Silly France. Shouldn't just be willy-nilly giving your money to anyone other than me. And we don't have any loans, nor any corruption. Let's fix that. Nice. I mean, come on, I've got to take the corruption loans at some point, right? That's like in my very nature of my very being, you could say at this point. Huh. That's exactly 6,000 more than the Grand Company here. If I were to delete them, because they're hired by me, if I were to delete them to get them back, we won't be able to hire them until 1st of June. There we go. Just a little promotion to the Grand Company. I know they need to now re-drill, don't worry. All part of the plan. I'm just puffing up my chest a bit here. Also, they've now got 67k spare manpower. Nice. I can get behind that. Don't worry, when I inherit Milan, their troops will immediately be destroyed. We don't need manpower units where we're going. I'm still earning 12 ducats a month, very nice. Even with the fact that I'm now rooting out corruption. So it's kind of okay for me to keep up a little bit of corruption because I'm ahead of time in both admin and dip. So part of the costs are just coming out passively. If I had no slider, I'd still be rooting out 0.1 a year. Which is the same as what espionage gives in its benefits. If I could show that off. If you can remember where the button is. Oh, it's probably in a policy in espionage actually. Oh no, yearly corruption 0.2, sorry, from vetting. So half of what the espionage policy would give. But that's still not bad. Is what I'm going to gaslight you into believing. We are no longer considered a great power. We must regain our status in the eyes of the world. Oh, a giant Poland has managed to eclipse me. Oh no. Who'd have thought that would be on its way? So, either innovativeness, lose prestige, or just gain Republican tradition and prestige. My innovativeness is incredibly high already. I think I'd rather take the prestige. So it's a net difference of 30. If I were to have taken the other option as a difference, I gained 10 instead of losing 20. So yeah, that's how you could also see that event. Right. Let's upgrade to the Condotter Infantry because they're my favourite ones in Tech 9. No real reason. I just like the balance pips on them at this stage. Even though Advanced Gallagly are probably better at this point. But yeah, it is what it is. And my person is an architectural visionary. That might be useful still. Because I can grab a couple manufactories here. What do you call a manufactory that produces mediocre at best goods? A satisfactory. We'll take the tech cost there. Nice. 30 years of tech cost reduction for a couple points. I see nothing wrong here. AKA, I see this as an absolute win. And what do you mean, outraged? Idle. Everybody can't be at 100 relations already. See, look, the planet's at 40 something. I guess if you want a job done, you got to do it yourself. It probably would have found it if I left it long enough, but I guess you could also say that was a case of impatience. Any good trade buildings yet? Dijon's good. Any provinces I can continue to lower the autonomy of? Girafrug, Falcalquier and Avignon. Perfect. And I gained 729 manpower from that event. So 3 times my monthly manpower. Nice. Long may that be a crappy number. And I'll gain 5% more crown land. Yes, please. The planet left the coalition because they're at 50 relations, so their modifiers changed. And the Austrians just took the 3rd thing. So I get state maintenance reduction. Okay. Gera left the coalition. If I get a few more minor nations out, I'm assuming that Austria will leave it. Then I'll probably be able to just fight Austria straight up with France. Brittany and France would both join in. So let's try getting more members of this coalition out. Turn the coalition into a no-alition. Kind of like when you turn a drying pan into a frying pan. You know, the reverse. You turn a frying pan into a... I've used that meme before somewhere in a video. Let's use it again. I've kept the meme in my images. Don't worry. Even if I hadn't, it would be back again in a click of the fingers, you know. That's a terrible general. I missed the 3 siege leader already. And Austria just asked Württemberg to put their heir on. Oh man, I'm going to have to root out von Habsburg to get my end of the Habsburgs. Any country ruling dynasty is not von Habsburg. So yeah, Austria needs to not exist, and I need to get rid of von Habsburg lineage entirely. That's going to be an annoyance now, considering they're putting their heir on everywhere. Oh well. Nations can remove their heirs. Just got to get a pair of scissors. And yes, I'll be grabbing provincial trade power in all the provinces. It's not much right now, but It will all add up. Don't you worry. Over halfway through integrating Milan, which is great. And you asked for their yearly income of how much? Sorry, your text is a bit skewed there. I can see it says 9 ducats, but like, damn. Bit awkward, isn't it? Who's next? Wurzburg and Hesse? Wurzburg and Hesse. Best boy? I guess you could say Hesse boy. Yeah, we remove from Ansbach into Hesse. And yeah, I'm starting to do a little bit of it manually because the automatic diplomats were being idle for half a second and I could not cope with it. This army on its own can deal with both sets of separatists. They're both on forts. Unsurprisingly, quite frankly. We'll lose the Republican tradition over gaining the inflation for now. I can always use sword mana to prop that up. Then again, when I change rulers, I'm going to need to get back to put my Republican tradition in line anyway. So it is what it is. How do they get a wall breach in like 2 months? Come on, my guy. And positive progress already. Kind of disgusting, really. Oh well. They're gone. That's 325 units. Oh no. Cologne's left the coalition. Hesse are probably about to leave it. Yeah, I'm basically just destroying the coalition by making them like me. That should pull everyone else out. I don't mean like just improve relations with Hesse and Wurzburg. I meant just the principle of my actions. On who else is in this coalition? Württemberg. Yep, you'll do. Looking strong. Lots more people will leave the coalition. Then I'll just fight Austria. Hesse has left the coalition. And again, as more people leave the coalition, others will be incentivized to just leave as well anyway. Stability or ducats? I think I'll take the stability right now. Saxony have actually inherited Thuringia this time, so they're not too worried. And Brunswick have pulled it back a little bit. They took the land from Magdeburg after I brought Magdeburg down to their knees or whatever. Austria still has their cause though. France paid off the foreign debts of Genoa. Should have been me, not him.
It should have been me, not him!
I'll also try taking just Siena out of the coalition too. With all this extra money, I feel like I should go a little bit over my force limit. Maybe grab another Merc company later. Like the Schwarzguard. Originated in Dresden. So it's not going to be my tech level. Is there any problem? That is until I grab Dresden for myself. Very much on the cards at some point. Austria's embraced colonialism, so has Milan, which is great for me. And of course, Cardinal Spread Institution is massively helping here. So I don't even need to put on the institution spread edicts. It's all just working on its own. Right, Trier will leave. I'm not bothered about Genoa. Let's deal with Siena. I mean, sure, they're allied to Austria, but still want them out of my coalition. Don't worry, we'll be doing wars soon enough. Even if it's not this episode. Treat this one as a drill and chill if needs be. So who else? Baden. Improve relations with Baden. Let's remove from Württemberg. Yeah, I'm so glad that Poland chose the Cardinal Spread Institutions. Colonialism's such a pain to deal with. Or it can be such a pain to deal with. Couple more piddly nations. Burger in the coalition, whatever. The Asia in the coalition, whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. Just about. Sienna hate Genoa. So I could just scornful insult Genoa. I mean, they're not going to leave the coalition anytime soon, but I can make Sienna leave the coalition. Also, Kazan hates Genoa. Because Kazan have got some weird stuff going on. They're dying to Muscovy though. Such a shame. Who else is in the coalition? That's right, Baden. Let's take you out. We're already on that. Liège. And let's see what I can do with my diet. One of them said province have a workshop. Giraffe rig. Absolutely. Once the culture conversion's done, I'll put in the stuff. Arkans left the coalition. I didn't even have to bother relations with them. Nice. This is marvellous. Let's purchase a thing. And when I see Protestant Reformation spawn to allow for the Age of Reformation, I will then declare the Golden Age just before it happens, I think. Remember, you get 10 years before a Golden Age is enacted. Before a change of age is enacted, sorry. Not a Golden Age. So, Baden's being improved. The age is being improved. Really? This map looks a bit wonky. It's because Austria have some random crappy provinces. Really, it's getting rid of Berg. Baden. Genoa's just going to stay in it, whatever. And then the rest are just crappy little guys that I'm not as bothered about, but mines can always leave. So yeah. Baden have left the coalition. Let's deal with mines. Liège will leave the coalition. See, I just want to deal with as many miners as possible. POV, you are Dr. Disrespect. There we go, Liège are out. I should be able to afford another manufactory because I have Obsessive Perfectionist. Luckily, due to my short province list, I could see the incomes of everything to know what was the highest there. Also, we nearly got Saluso separatists. That's fine. France want ducats. Absolutely you can. Here, let me just... I can get another Reichslaufer with 2 cannons. Let's take another Flemish company, I think. We'll take another Flemish company. Go a little overboard. I should still be earning money. If I'm not earning money, I'll just delete them. I should be. With this much income, right? Yeah. I know over force limit's taking a beating now, but don't worry about it. I am rich. I am Swiss. But let's end this episode here, actually. So, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.